let's do this. Let's get into the market report, you guys, for November 23rd, 2022. Here we go. Starting off with some interesting comic stuff. That Death of Superman 30th anniversary gold foil that you could have bought for $150 is still continuing to sell for over $1,000, you guys. Crazy. You could have bought it already graded for $150 from Big Time Collectibles, and it's making people a lot of money right now. I love that Brenda Starr cover. Such a great golden age classic. Bondage, the green dress, the blonde, very kind of like sexy in a weird way, a weird drawing way. 1948 sold for over $2,000, $2,200, $22,500 basically, $22.50 for 2.0. And then the Momoko Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 100 9.8 signature series came up for sale again, sold for $1,100. Beautiful Momoko cover.
What was this from? Where did this come from?
I can't remember if it was a store variant or not. Chat, let us know. Was it a store variant? I think it might be. All right, next. Look at this. Vintage Word Up magazine from February of 97. It's got a special Tupac hologram on the front cover. Now, I want to know if that is like a sticker on there. Is that a card that can be taken off? Because that could be something special to be on the lookout for. The magazine itself sold for $365, which is pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Shout out to the Hive Boys and Josh International Comics. On a recent Modern Comic Mayhem show, they had shown that they picked up in the same week a stack of those Bob's Big Boy timely illustrated books that they used to give out in the restaurants to kids back in the day. Well, here's the number one of that from 1956. It sold for $332.54.
Crazy.
Iconic. Yeah, that's an iconic restaurant. We all know Bob's Big Boy back in the day. And then the famous Vision variant or Venomized variant for Mary Jane Amazing Spider-Man 678, a 9.8 sold for $5,600 on 22 bids.
Bro, I got that book somewhere upstairs, and it's not even graded, and it's in perfect condition. I have no idea where that book is. I'm going to go look at it today. I'm going to go look at it for it tonight.
Jump on that today, Seth. Next, we've got Invincible 1, 2, and 3, and it says unread, very nice. So you could have got all 3 issues for $1,400. Feels like a pretty good deal even now. I think that's a good deal. It's such a tough book to find.
Nice, very nice condition.
Right.
Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah. A couple of the super rare Ninja Turtle books from Mirage sold this week. Here's a 9/8/28, number 28, sold for $1,000. And then we have another one coming up later. We also have a Crow number 1 raw sold for $400, and that feels way down.
That does, yeah,
big time down.
Yeah, that's low.
Invincible Iron Man number 9, the variant, a 9.8, sold for $1,446 after the release of the movie. So interesting there. And then there's that other Ninja Turtle book. That's number 16, sold for 9.8, $1,626. Big money. And then Amazing Fantasy, a 0.5, you guys, sold for $13.7. Wow. Yeah.
Wow. that doesn't seem to have dropped off really that much. That's not
bad. When you think about it, not really.
Yeah, that's a great question on a 0.5. I don't know what those run for, but man, that is a lot. Yeah. All right. Gambit first appearance, Uncanny X-Men 266, a 9.8, $810. That is underrated. That's criminally low to me. I don't know what the average is. It could be way.
I think that's way high for the average of where that.
I was about to say it could be way high, and I still feel it's criminally low. I feel like that book and a 9.8 should be closer to $1,000, but whatever.
This thing was consistently at 500 for the longest time. 400 to 500. This book.
Yeah. So 2 of the previews books sold. A 9.2 sold for $362 and a raw for $500. You know, that's the famous previews book that started off a big part of content creation in the comic book world, and a big part of a lot of the quote unquote, you know, comic book influencers you guys know today. You know, that book was a big part of content back in the day. So it's weird to see that sell for pretty low. That's pretty low.
It's crazy.
What it was, that was a $3,000 book at one point. All right, a raw Darth Vader 3 La Roca 1 in 25, $323. That's crazy. And then a 8.5 Albedo 2, you guys, sold for $5,400.
Nice.
Yeah. That What If 105, you guys, is a tough book, and it's been hot forever. From the second it came out, but that book got hot, and it's going to continue to, I think, get hotter with what's going to happen with the Into the Spider-Verse coming up soon. If you have any that are nice, you might want to grade them. $565 on 36 bids for a 9.8. First appearance of Anna Mae Parker, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Kamala Khan 1 in 50 Melina variant for issue number 2, Miss Marvel number 2. A raw copy sold for $308. Another one of those bubblegum covers.
Man, that book used to be so hot. That's crazy.
Yeah. One of my all-time grails I missed out on. It's another Spirit book. Spirit, the newspaper section from December 1940, the famous spanking cover. On 6.5 sold for less than $500, you guys.
That's my kind of book. My God, he got her over the knee. Come here, girl. Let me show you.
That is a major grail that we all missed out on.
That's a major grail with some major tail. My God, today. Absolutely.
Spawn Batman #1, the newsstand, which in order to find out if it's newsstand, you have to actually look on the back of the book, you guys. So most of the times you don't even know if it's a newsstand. That book is very rare, and 9.8s are going to start popping up now because of the signing CGC opportunity, and that is a $920 book now. So signed by McFarlane. Next, DC Comics are still just criminally low. Batman 608, the second print 9.8, is dropping even lower. It's at $385 now. Another book that I feel like should be $1,000 easy. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic #9 feels like it's back up a little bit. $759 for a 9.8. 53 bids. That's pretty nice to see. And then the very famous Weird Mysteries #5, a 4.5, sold for $10,100.
Wow.
Yeah. Beautiful. That's the famous monkey brain cover, or voodoo brain cover, voodoo head, shrunken head cover. The book that started it all, Lost 23. I wish Trey was here to see this. If you guys don't know, that book right there started CBSI. And the man that started CBSI is one of our co-hosts, Trey, aka Three Sticks. Back in the early 2000s, Trey was on the lookout for that rare Adam Hughes variant and said, you know, in order to find this book, I'm going to create a G+ group and call it Comic Book Speculation and Investing. And that's how we got CBSI today. And that's what started the second speculator boom in the early 2000s. One of my all-time favorite books is that Archie's Pal Jughead 79. I want to own one of those so bad. It's the Creature from the Black Lagoon cover, and it sold raw this week for $280.
That's cool. Creature from the Black Lagoon. My God.
Yeah.
Why the lagoon got to be black? That's a whole other conversation. Don't worry about it.
A Pep Comics 155 famous moon cover with a quote-unquote Catwoman-esque character. It's a tough book. I wish I owned that book too. Sold for $660. And Love and Rockets, two great independent books right here sold. Love and Rockets #1, it's limited to 600, and it is signed by the Hernandez brothers, I believe, and $660.
Now this was the first version. Was this the first version of Love and Rockets?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Because the other cover had like the 4 people on the cover, right?
Yes.
Is that like a second series?
Yeah. This is the original self-published one right here.
Okay.
Knights of the Dinner Table #1, super rare book. Raw copy sold for $559. And then I must be spacing on this Doom book because I don't remember ever seeing this. Doom #1, a E3 convention promo from 1996. You guys,
Wow.
sold for $300. I've never seen that book.
No.
Next we have Dragon's Lair #1 from CrossGen, a 9.8, sold for $625. That DC Collectors Pack, the second one that we saw, the one that was live last week, it ended up selling for a total of $873. That's the one with the Harley Quinn on the back.
Is there a Batman Adventure 12 on the back? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Star Wars Han Solo, the second Power of the Force run in 1996, but it's on a Darth Vader card. And it sold for 787 Canadian, which is crazy to me. I always be worried that was like made to look like that. You know, they took one off a nice card and yada yada. But you know, those rare airs sell, and we're going to talk about that at some point on the show. Another designer toy. Have you ever seen that, Vinny or Marcus? The Michael Lau Gardner Crazy Smiles Jordan figure?
No, but
I have not seen that.
No, I'll say that Michael Lau, though, is like kind of like one of the OGs of the designer toy world. So finding his old toys is they're super collectible, and he was probably really one of the first ones to ever do designer toys.
Yeah.
A
G.I. Joe, one of the toughest G.I. Joe figures is the UK Tunnel Rat Tiger Force version. Super rare. Loose version sold for $205 on 42 bids, had all the accessories too, which is rare. I love that DC Con, Designer Con, limited edition Mondo Marvel Kaiju Man-Thing figure. We talked about it before. I love how it's got the tree growing out of its back. It sold for $710 on 13 bids.
Dude, I tried to buy one of those for Trey, and it was sold out. I didn't realize it was only 35 of them. I was there the first night. I could have grabbed one.
Oh man, that's such a cool figure. Bummer.
Well, one thing I was going to just show you, since we were talking about Michael Lau, they got this book that Crazy Smiles put out that just has every single figure that he's done.
Oh wow!
It's up to date, but it's pretty cool if anybody's interested in kind of the history. This is a cool book.
That's sick, dude. Yeah. That's really sick.
It's crazy.
Next we have a CAS 75 Scareglow Skeletor figure. It sold for $1,225. Two Boba Fett sold this week, both Return of the Jedi versions. The 77 back figure sold for $1,677, 40 bids, and the 65 back figure sold for $1,776 on 46 bids. Then we have the G.I. Joe, the Takara version of Snake Eyes, which is a grail for a lot of people. Their cards look so good over there with that different design. And $757 on that. Man. Super rare Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Undercover Dawn figure sold for $1,900. And then a 1999 Pokemon Yellow Special Pikachu edition graded by WADA for Game Boy sold for $1,433. So, and then finally, you guys, one of the big pieces that we want to talk about this week, the Heritage auction sale of Rob Liefeld's New Mutants 98 story pages. Page 14 sold for $36,000, which is crazy. And then page 15 sold for $30,000. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I love prelims. This was kind of funny on Rob's part because the way he does it, he sketches it all on one 8x11 piece of paper, right? So he does that, then he'll put it on a light box, blow it up to the full size, the 11x17, I think, and then he'll outline it from there, and then he'll kind of create the final version of the pages. So what he did was he took his prelims. This is him selling them, by the way. He cut it in half, and then he listed both parts of it separately. So I guess to get more money, maybe smart. I mean, yeah. I don't know if the one page would have gone for 60 by itself, so he ended up getting 60 all in all.
I feel like it should have went for more. I feel like this is low.
I do too. I just don't know if I don't know if people respect the prelims as much as the original art that was the final art that was used, right? But I love this stuff. I think this is I think it's great.